It's a bit ironic that we spent the summer learning about Ice Cube and how he hates the police, but here in Ride Along 2, he's working with the police. Ice Cube, you've changed.
I got something to say.
Ice Cube and Kevin Hart star in Ride Along 2 to the sequel of Ride Along, which was released in January of 2014. As Ben's wedding day approaches, played by Kevin Hart, he heads to Miami with his soon-to-be brother-in-law to bring down a drug dealer who's supplying the dealers of Atlanta with product. Now, I thought Ride Along, the first film, was pretty funny for a January release. It was one of those films you just lay back and watch and have a good time. So I was looking forward to Ride Along 2 a little bit. I've been liking Kevin Hart a little bit more here and there. Ice Cube's pretty good. And so I thought, you know, it could be funny, but what makes this film not really work is that it pretty much copies the same exact formula from Ride Along 1. You have the same chemistry between Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. Ice Cube is just really tough on Kevin Hart because he thinks that he's not worth being a cop, he's not strong enough. And Kevin Hart spending most of the film trying to show Ice Cube that he is worth being a cop. And it keeps that same formula. I thought, you know, by now that they have the second film going on, is that the chemistry would change a little bit. It's more lighthearted, it's fun, more heartwarming, I guess, but it's still really tough and pretty much the same exact formula that we watched already in the first one. So there's nothing new, original in a Ride Along 2, and I think that's why I didn't enjoy it as much, didn't laugh as a lot, because we've pretty much seen everything we already saw in Ride Along 2 and Ride Along 1. They all act the same. Like I said, Ice Cube is really tough, Kevin Hart is really loud and sometimes obnoxious and annoying, and it copies a lot of Ride Along 1 and a bunch of other buddy cop films. The story is predictable, the characters are predictable, the action is predictable. What I want to talk about real quick too is that there's a scene in this movie where it really takes you out of the moment. It seems like the scene could be really enjoyable, but they add an effect to the scene that takes you out of it, and I'm left thinking this scene could have been fun, but the way you handled it made me want more, and you had such great potential with this scene and you lost.
Look, I dropped the ball on that. I won't lie.
So Ride Along 2 copies a lot from the first film. The characters have not changed. Everything is the same. The buddy cop film that we sometimes enjoy is here. And the action scenes could have been good, but they handled it in a weird way. I don't think films really do this. If you watch Ride Along 2, you probably know what I'm talking about. And the effects in that scene were really, really bad. So Ride Along 2, I thought they could have done a lot better with the chemistry between Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. They could have changed it up, made it a little more lighthearted, fun, not the same exact thing we saw in Ride Along 1. I don't mind the story at all, but they could have just changed a little bit to make it better than the first one, just not really copying the same exact thing. So Ride Along 2, I'm going to go ahead and give a D+. This is Just Watch Movies with his review of Ride Along 2, which is a sequel to Ride Along, the first one that came out in January. It's a January release. What do you guys expect from this film? You guys expect some Oscar film? No, it's not going to happen. So I hope everybody is enjoying the start of the new year. This is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.